Hello and welcome to ChatG&G. I'm Gags. This is Grizz. How you doing, brother?
Doing all right, brother. Doing all right, considering it's that time of season where you're either wanting a break, need a break, or enforced into a break. And I think for Liverpool, as we'll get into, I think it's pretty much come at a good time. I don't know what you think.
No.
Mm-hmm.
No, I wanted to continue. Whilst we got 3 wins out of 3, I wanted the team to spend some more time together, especially with Isaac coming in. It would have been nice rather than just splitting all up again. Would have been good to just keep everyone together for another couple of games. I really hate this transfer. I really hate this post-transfer window international break. It annoys the hell out of me.
So the way I look at it, and obviously we're going to get into sort of the opening 3 games so far, but I think with the injuries to Bradley, Frimpong, chance to regain their fitness, minutes for the likes of Robertson, Bradley as well. Isak gets training with the Sweden squad and game time pretty much possibly. I just think I just don't think we're ready to go into game after game after game with the state of our squad. I absolutely accept and understand your theory about the team having spending time together more, but I think it's a time to regain their fitness and match fitness, and then obviously, as I said, discuss the start and then come back and go again. I'm liking it. Not gonna lie. Normally I hate it, but I think it's come at a good time.
Fair enough. Fair enough. We can have different opinions on it. I don't mind.
Sure,
I
sure.
I mean, what were we going to say?
I'm saying, you sure we can have different opinions in it? You want to
Yeah.
fight? You want to argue straight away? 3 seconds
No,
into the.
no. Absolutely. I think you raised some good points. I think the Frimpong stuff is good. Like, as in, it's going to give Frimpong Bradley time to
Yeah, yeah.
recover a couple of more weeks. I think we have missed them, but I guess the question is, would you keep Dharma at right back?
Well, this is a conversation. I don't know if you want to go straight into it, but
Let's do
I
it.
say first. We say hello to everyone who's joining us slowly but surely. Hope you guys are not as bored as some are. Hope you guys are all well and healthy and active. And yeah, we're here to discuss as usual the weekly or the situation, all things Liverpool
Absolutely.
post window. Is this our first show post window?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I just want to point out, while I've got you live, um, you was talking a lot, shouting a lot about how you've got the number of transfers pretty much spot on
It was 7 in the end, wasn't it?
until Mark Guehi didn't join on the last day. How
Well,
do you feel?
I did Mamadashvili in
No,
to make
you
it
can't do
7.
that, my brother. You can't do that,
Yeah, we
my brother.
can.
You can't just subtract and add.
What about Woody? We can add Woody in. He's first team.
We
7.
agreed. We agreed when you was on a flow. We agreed that the last list that you sent me, and I said, oh, you actually tweeted me and tagged me in it, and people will remember. I can't be bothered to find it now. You
Yeah.
named the main major 7 signings, which I said, Mania, Mania, Mania. Mania means I'll give it to you. People
Yeah.
that don't understand Hindi, Punjabi, Urdu, Mania means I'll give it to you, right? So I was ready to give him his applause. Mark Guehi doesn't sign, and obviously that's a disappointment in itself. But you must be gutted because there goes your meal.
No. I think I still got 7. I mean,
No,
we went over 7 basically, so I was fine. I was just choosing the top 7.
you can't. You cheeky son, you can't do that. You can't
Why?
just.
It's
Well,
fine.
Mark Guehi
Why
doesn't
you
sign.
deciding?
Mark Guehi doesn't sign, so I'll add in the third, fourth choice reserve keeper.
Well, come on, Mamadashvili can be added. That makes it 7.
Mamadashvili was last season's agreement.
No, it's not. It's actually this season. It's not last season. You know it's not. You can't say that. It is this season.
Coach
Everyone
Parker,
says
Coach Parker wants to know what shirt is it you're wearing.
the
I mean,
Crown Paints, buddy.
it's a thing of beauty, basically. It's a thing of
Yeah.
beauty. I know Gags doesn't do it justice, people, but that is an absolute thing of beauty, and it's
Yeah,
full
that's the
sleeve. It's
one.
like one of those ones.
This
My
is the one
God,
I wore on the last day of the season for the title trophy lift.
right? You send me the link to that, and I'm getting one.
Well, they don't exist. This was bought in 2007. Just about got back into it now, Grizz, after all that time. So
now he's
hopefully, though,
realized. Oh, I see Crown Paints. Come on, Coach Parker.
yeah.
That is
So,
classic Liverpool.
so I'm hoping they re-release this in the, like how the Adidas are going to start doing their stuff again. I'm
Yeah.
hoping they re-release versions of this. I would like a blackout version as well. In black, it would be sick. This in black would sell out everywhere. Personally,
Yeah.
but
I need to.
yes,
I need to wear it. I
let's
think do it more justice. But go on.
Yeah, I don't think you will. But let's just move over to Dom at right back. Now that you've popped my the balloon that I was kind of living in, and it's come crashing down. So Dom at right back. A lot of people are actually saying they would want to keep him at right back. What do you think? What does what do you all think? What does the chat think? Do you think that we should leave him there? Do we miss him too much elsewhere?
I think what it's established for the people that didn't appreciate his skills, and when I mean skills, hopefully the public and chat and whatever know what I'm talking about in terms of, I don't mean skills, drag overs, drag backs, and flicks and tricks. I'm talking about his general footballing skills and strengths. He's a Swiss Army knife for Slot. He's an absolute man for all occasions for Arne Slot. Whether we like him as an individual player and in a certain role and he frustrates us and etc., I think we have to accept. And this is the chat we had on the Red Room last night. If you haven't checked it out, go and check out. Brilliant episode yesterday with the lads. I think he's become, and it'd be interesting take, I think he's become one of the first players on the team sheet, not necessarily in midfield, not necessarily at right back or in a given position, but I think he's absolutely vitally important to whatever lineup or formation Arne Slot chooses to select. What do you think?
I really am like, it's really funny, Ganto saying the Hungarian James Milner.
Everyone laughed at me when I said Hungarian Gerrard, but if that's a free kick of Gerrard-esque proportions and levels, then that was it. I mean, this guy, people already, of course, will know Steven Gerrard had a couple of heroic performances at right back for us, as well as playing in every other position: 10, central midfield, DM, 8, wide right, wide left. This guy has pretty much done it all in a very short space of time as well. So, as I said, I just want to put it out there. We're not going to do it as a poll because it's international break. We want to be chilled and relaxed. But what does the public and you think, actually, Gags, about that?
I think, let's say what coach is going with here first. He could end up being a victim of his own ability against certain teams right back, but we miss his press. What sort of opposition do you guys think he suits right back versus midfield? I think that's the next question. So great question there. Thank you, MK. We appreciate you. I do think Bradley and Frimpong should play in their position. You've got the squad, you should use it, right? Obviously, if Slot did decide that he wanted to play Dom in a team with Wirtz, Mac, Grav, and let's say Ekitique takes left wing one day, with Isaac and Mo, like if you have to bring Dom in to make it your strongest 11 to play anyone, then Dom could fit in at right back. Does that make sense? Like if you want to play Wirtz where he is, Mac where he is, Grav where he is, and you've got to shoehorn him in, then you could play him there. But again,
So is it fair to say, so in that case, is it fair to say that as compared with the others who have limited positions and roles they could play, this guy can sort of cover pretty much every single position across the midfield and at either fullback?
Yeah, he could play right wing, left wing, right behind the number 10, and then he could play any of the roles in midfield. Like he played deeper one of the games.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
And then now right back as well. Like what you're saying is the versatility is off the charts for him. I think the best thing we could do really is rotate him wherever we need him. I think he becomes Mr. Versatility this season. Literally, he's a name on the sheet, but it's where.
This is my point.
You'll be guessing it every game, like where is he playing?
So
Personally,
does,
you know what I would do? You
so
know what I would
is my take not as hot as some would imagine or think when I first say, or anyone says it, about Dominic Szoboszlai? It's probably first 3 or 4 names on the team sheet, would we say?
I mean, if you got Mo, Isaac, VVD, and Allison, he's not.
After that 4. Are we putting
maybe?
Isak in? So we're putting Isak in straight away in the top.
Like when he's 100% fit, yeah, you can't. You buy someone like that and he's 100% playing. You know, like
All right,
that's
okay.
it.
So
Playing the game.
Allison, I don't think we should count Allison because there's no one else. Suppose like can't cover and go. So Allison is
What do
Allison.
you mean out of the 10? Okay.
So outfield players, right? Salah,
Hmm.
Virgil, Isak,
Ibu has to play. We have no other choice.
Ibu, and then Szoboszlai or Gravenberch, McAllister.
Yeah, those 3 are pretty much. I mean, this is the thing. If you ask me, I think this is where the debate comes from everyone else. For me, Dom has to play every game. So I agree with you.
Suggesting, but there could be arguments about saying
there would be 100% arguments about midfield. I actually want to see Slot. See, everybody argues with me in Discord about this, but I actually want to see Slot move Wirtz to the left on some games, not permanently, guys. He should be 10. On some games, move Wirtz left, let Dom play 10, and let them rotate in the game. Because it'll confuse opposition big time if they're just switching left and right, the center and the left between them. But his physicality, like MK saying here, it's his physicality that suits the Premier League the most, you know. And we miss it when he's not in there and that upper half of the pitch. Like, even though he played right back and he was fantastic there,
prime example. Absolutely spot on. Prime example. We don't even have to go back a lot. Let's go back to our last league game against Arsenal. And I thought the midfield was overrun, overpowered, basically just over battled, over physical. That's a word. Until actually Dom went into midfield.
Well, when Bradley came right on, back, but actually, when Bradley came on, yeah.
When Bradley came on, we finished the game by far the stronger team. And I think there was elements of Dominic's, I call him demonic Szoboszlai that helped with that. His energy and vigor in that last 15, 20 minutes when everyone else was floundering, it's immense. I mean, this guy is super levels of fitness. He's freaky natures of fitness. And that example of, I know Ganto, our resident Elvis Presley lookalike, was saying about the Hungarian Milner. But I see where you're coming from with the Hungarian Milner shout. Obviously not in terms of pace and power and size, but I mean in terms of durability, endurance, levels of stamina, and flexibility of positions. I absolutely see it. But yeah, it's an interesting one what we do. Look, I agree with you. Bradley and Frimpong have to be our go-to fullbacks. But if they're not available,
he has to play.
He has to play there. He's okay. I think we'll all agree that he's a much better option than Curtis Jones there.
Yeah. No way. Curtis should never play right back. This guy has it. I mean, there's people saying in our Discord and elsewhere, if he wants to be, he could be the best right back in the world.
I think he has a potential. I think he has the potential to be a sensational fullback.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got everything.
You got to remember he had pace and height and strength to the back four as well on set pieces. Did you see how many times he manhandled Martinelli and didn't let him get any header or anything on the far post?
To be honest, I was really impressed with Wirtz. Did you see how he was manhandling Gabriel? Yeah, just like, nope, you're not going.
The second half performance from Wirtz was so encouraging. Maybe we'll move on to them because we're going to discuss the.
No, let's definitely move on to him. I think Wirtz. A lot of people are, sleeping a little bit on him. I think the Wirtz start is definitely, I think, something that we should we should cover. So let's go there right now. I mean, yes, it hasn't been the best start. If you watch the games and that we have, the first game actually wasn't that bad. I think people were probably going a bit too overboard, but I think he was okay. First game wasn't terribly bad. He got an assist in the Community Shield. People forget about that already as well. So there were things, but I think the Newcastle game wasn't great. And then the first half of Arsenal just wasn't very good. But I think that's more down to how we were, you know, Arsenal, the way they were set up and playing, and also the way we just couldn't find. If you watch like the VIP cam that was on Wirtz, I don't know if you've had the time to watch it, but it's like 15 minutes of just his movements. He made so many movements in the right direction, like in the right positions. I think it's more the players do not know him yet, do not know his runs yet, and he's making all these runs for them, but they're not finding him. And then when he does get it, he's playing central. Is it new to him? Is he used to playing left? Because when he's central, there's too many players around him. He's getting pushed off, or three people around him. He needs to settle in that role. I think it's something that he's going to have to get used to. But I think Slot should just recover him a little bit and let him play on the left sometimes and give him that, a kind of confidence booster, so he gets involved in the game more on the left, a bit more space on the left, do a bit more dribbling from there, get that confidence up a little bit. That's what I would do. I'd kind of shift him around a little against different opposition. Like, for example, Burnley, maybe the 10 will be perfect there. Maybe not. Will they come to play? Will they come to just sit 10 behind? I don't know. I don't watch Burnley, but it depends how teams are going to play. And Arsenal are the worst of the worst in terms of trying to play football against. Like,
I'm going to assess it over 4 games as well. I'm going to
well,
include
no, it should be 15 games, to be honest. It should
no,
always
no,
be.
no, 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 no.
Oh, him now, the 4 games.
No,
Yeah.
what I mean is I'm going to include the Charity Shield, not because I thought it's a relevant trophy suddenly, whatever, anything like that. I just think it's a competitive game against a very competitive Palace team. It was almost played like a league game, and Palace showed how much it meant to them and everything else with the celebration. I thought he was fantastic in that opening 45 minutes against Palace, and there was a lot of things that got me excited, and I thought, okay, we can work with this.
Yeah.
And then we come to the game against Bournemouth. Now we know Bournemouth are probably one of the best drilled and coached teams in the Premier League. Areola has done a fantastic job, and you could see that Bournemouth knew exactly every player knew their role in that team. You could see, and it was disjointed from Liverpool. But again, there were encouraging signs. Newcastle away is without doubt one of the hardest trips in the Premier League, and add to that all the emotion and the toxicity around it, it was never going to be easy. They have probably one of the most physical midfields in world football, I'd say. And again, that didn't help. And no one played well against Newcastle. No one. So to target Wirtz was unfair. Coming to Arsenal, I thought it was a game of 2 halves. I think slowly but surely we saw Wirtz grow into the game. And again, Arsenal, in my opinion, Arsenal are the hardest team to play against in Europe in terms of finding pockets of space. I think their setup of 4 centre-backs predominantly and 3 DMs predominantly, and including wing-backs like Martinelli and Madueke, defensive wingers, I think it's the hardest setup to find space against. But in that second half, he showed me lots to work with. You're right. That cam, whatever you called it, showed me his touches.
Yeah.
And you was talking about the strength he showed in protecting the ball at certain situations. I think it's been unfair, but I expect it. It's 2025. It's the age of social media.
Oh, have I lost you there? Oh, you're back.
Sorry, am I back? Where was I?
Yeah, you're back.
Considering it's social media 2025, I don't agree with it. I don't condone it, but I get it. All eyes, all spotlight will be on a British transfer record that plays for Liverpool. Every move will be scrutinized, and he will learn how to deal with that. And I think he's got the temperament and the composure and the skill levels to overcome it as well. So I'm good with him so far. You're right, it's not been sensational, but I don't think it's been as bad as obviously certain sections of social media are making out. So there's very good signs.
No, but I think the other thing is that a lot of people are forgetting, and obviously comparing to like Grealish and all this, like who's Grealish played, which teams has he played, and he's, in the league. We've literally played, like Grizz just said, a very high intense Bournemouth, a very high intense Newcastle because of the Isaac deal. And to be honest, they know how to play against us. They just come and try and bully. And then Arsenal, it's always intense against them. They're never going to want to lose to us. And they're going to come in and play the way they played. So at the end of the day, where if you're judging, if you're not exactly, if you're judging Wirtz, you're judging him against three of the hardest games teams are going to get. And look at Spurs. Spurs found out they didn't even get a shot on target, or even forget a target. They didn't even get a shot against Bournemouth until the 67th minute or something stupid, or 58th. I don't know what it was. It was 60 something. But though they'd won 2 games in a row, and everybody was like, "Whoa, Spurs won 2 games in a row. It's gone crazy." And then they turn up to Bournemouth turns up at their place in their ground, beats the living shit out of them, and you're telling us that we played poorly against Bournemouth. We won 4-2. So I just want people to know the 3 games we've had might be the hardest 3 games any team's had in the league.
I think there's a very good case if you look at the collective emotional vibes around each game, and of course, in terms of Newcastle and Arsenal being our direct rivals, Newcastle wanting to be our rivals. I think you have a valid point. I don't know if anybody wants to argue any other team's fixtures compared to us, but I think we probably, on the whole, have had the hardest opening 3 games. I mean,
Yeah.
as I said, Bournemouth have gone on to prove how good their team they are, like you said, um, dismantling Spurs basically. Like my good friend from the Big Six, Toby, was saying that he was so impressed with Bournemouth, so impressed. And this was after Spurs had gone and crushed like that City, and everyone was waxing
Yeah.
lyrical about Spurs and Thomas Frank.
Well, exactly. It's like they've all had, like, actually Spurs might have had. I mean, they played Burnley away, so it wasn't that. But those 2 games, City and Bournemouth, are tough games for Spurs. They come out with 3 points. You would have expected 6 points after beating City away, but
Absolutely.
it just shows you how good Bournemouth look. And so I think we should be looking at this start of the season and saying, and actually let's convert to that because we do have a coverage of start of the season. We should look at the start of the season and say, this is unbelievable. A team that, and I know people hate saying it, and here it is with Coach Parker again. Coach is doing some great stuff on the chat. The Diogo situation in the first game, right? Tough. You saw Mo's state of Mo at
The
the end of the game.
emotion. That's what I mean about the emotional.
Yeah, you said the emotional stuff. So that was the first one. Then obviously Isaac and Newcastle, and then Arsenal being just right now they're looking favourites because we've been looking really poor, and basically it just I think if you look at the season back now, it's the first 3 games. That's an incredible 9 points for us. Very, very, very important 9 points. And I think what have we got next? Burnley, Atletico, Everton in the next week. 3 games in a week.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to involve the Champions League, I get it. But again, my focus, some would disagree, but my sole focus is on winning the Premier League back to back.
Oh yeah, I get it, but
I can't
I'll be
explain to you
honest
what
with
it
you.
would mean to us.
I'll be honest with you. No, but I'll be honest with you. A game's a game now. They've building a squad. Every game's important, so
No, of
he's got to
course.
use that squad. And it's Burnley, Everton, Palace, Chelsea. So yeah, but there's Champions League games in there as well. Big ones coming up. So Atletico's huge. Atleti's huge to play against. I think still somebody that we got to beat at the end of the day. So I think now Simon Brundish put something up on our Substack about 5 games in 15 days coming up. It's a lot. It's a lot. So I don't know. It's going to be massive. I think if we can get where's Chelsea sit? Let's have a look. So I think by the time we get to Chelsea, and Chelsea's away, I believe. So it's away, home, away. Oh,
Yeah,
maybe Chelsea's home. Is it away?
no, Chelsea's away.
Okay, so are we playing
Chelsea and Palace. We've got Palace, Chelsea, and the Champions League. 3 aways
in a row. Oh, that's really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
That's tough. Though that'll be a tough bunch, really. You're right.
But
I'm just
this,
looking at it.
but this is it. But this, do you remember how many times there was patches or phases of games or
Oh my
batches of
God,
games?
Palace, Galatasaray, and Chelsea,
That's it.
and
That's
then
the one.
United at home. Oh,
That's
then
the
it's the
one.
international break after that. So literally, we're playing 3 home games. So we've got Burnley, 3 home games in a row. So we've got Atleti, Everton, Southampton, because that's Carabao. Then we've got Palace, Galatasaray, Chelsea away. So that's our 6-7 games in like what? Exactly
So Southampton
3
at home, Southampton at home,
Carabao.
the Carabao.
Yeah, Carabao.
So that's a total different 11.
Yeah, we can bin that one. Let's bin that out. So
Right.
Burnley, Atleti, Everton, then Palace, Galatasaray, Chelsea.
Yeah,
I
but do
think
you remember last season? But do you remember last
yeah,
season where there was batches of games where opposition
yeah,
and media alike were looking at it and saying, this is where Liverpool's fairy story start, uh, fairy tale start, fairy
mm,
tale start comes to an abrupt end, and how we
yeah,
kept overcoming those situations. And I
yeah.
asked you to check. I don't know if you've managed to check, but what was our record? People in the chat will be quicker. What was our record after the opening first 3 games going into the international break last season in Slot's first season? And who did we play
Let's have a look. Match
in
duel.
comparison?
No,
I
I'll have a
know,
look.
I know Manchester United was one of them.
What, on the way afterwards or before? It was
No, the
after, wasn't
first
it?
3 games of the league campaign. First 3 games of the league campaign
Okay,
last season.
first 3 league games were. Let's scroll all the way down.
Ipswich
We
away,
just getting there. 1 minute. Ipswich away. Then we
we won
beat
1-0. Sorry.
Brentford.
Yep.
Then we beat Brentford at home, and then we
Mm-hmm.
beat United away, and then that was the gap. Then when we came back from the gap, we lost to Forest.
But this is my point. People are saying, was it win-win draw? Wasn't it
No,
3 wins?
win, loss.
Yeah. Exactly. You're wrong. You're wrong, MK. It was win-win-win. So we had 3 wins. No, that's wrong.
Yeah, that's wrong. That's wrong.
Yeah. So we won opening 3 games, very similar to now. We went into the international break and we came back and we all, to a man, woman, dog, cat, microwave, expected us to beat Forest at home. And we
Yeah.
buckled. Okay. Similar scenario here, boys and girls. We come back and everyone is expecting us to smash Burnley.
No, I just can't see us losing to Burnley, bro. I just
Famous
can't.
last words.
I just can't. I just
Yeah, I
can't.
can't as well. I'm not sitting here bloody
What did
being.
Spurs do to them at home? What did Spurs smash them?
Yeah, but the point being, we have to focus. Like you said, every
Oh
game
yeah,
is
absolutely. No one should thingy.
every game is
Um,
Burnley will be up for that. They've had a terrible start to the season, an absolute terrible start. But again, we're everyone's cup final. We're everyone's major fixture of the season, regardless of their derby or their neighbours. When Liverpool, as Premier League champions, come to town, it's the game of the season. And that crowd, they're expected to get a boost from somewhere to kickstart this season. When I say kickstart, in the hope that they survive, this will be seen as the biggest scapegoat. And we
I
have
think
to
the
be
luckiest.
ready and prepared for it.
I think the luckiest thing this time is that it's not a Saturday game and it's a Sunday game, so we get an extra day to prepare.
Oh, fantastic news.
So the difference being now this time is that when we play Burnley, where is it? Oh, that's results. Let me go fixtures. I think it is Sunday.
Must be at 2 o'clock.
The 14th, 2 o'clock on Sunday, which is different. I don't think we've played on a Saturday yet. We've played Friday, Monday, Sunday, and now it'll be Sunday again. So yeah, I think we get the extra day this time. So
That's
it looks
fantastic.
like Ekitique is on the bench for France. I thought they said they weren't going to pick him.
No, they selected him,
Oh, great.
which is good. He gets more time to train. It improves his confidence levels. He feels part of a great club now. He's at a big club now. He's mixing with the big dogs.
Yeah.
Evening or afternoon Jatine as well, wherever the case may be in South Africa. It's Ekitique, I like that I like his confidence. I don't know what you think. Have you seen you might have seen behind the scenes that they have this joining up the French national camp where he's
Hmm.
having a joke and a
He
giggle.
did Canate.
There's some stars in that French camp, and he feels part of
Hmm?
being comfortable there, and I like that because that's only going to enhance him at Liverpool, where he's definitely part of a great club and some massive, huge players. I don't think he's going to be overawed about the Isak signing as well. I think he's going to
No.
embrace it, and I think he's been obviously we've spoken about Wirtz's start to the season, and maybe we can start talk about Ekitique start of the season, the other major signing. We're going to go through the signings of the season so far. I think he's made the best start of all of them. What's your thoughts?
Yeah,
Ekitique.
absolutely. I mean, apart from the Arsenal game where he was on scraps, didn't get to do anything in that game, I don't think. But apart from that, yeah, I thought he's stepped up whenever he was required. It's going to be interesting. Again, you could see, right, Slot would have to take off Wirtz and Ekitique towards the end of the games because he just didn't have the options. Now, remember, people are like, well, we didn't sign a midfielder, we didn't sign a centre back. How are we going to get options? Hey, when you add Frimpong and Bradley back to this squad, you do understand Dom then is free. Either he's in the team or he's on the bench. Curtis is free. You're going to have Ekitique or Isak on the bench. That's 3 players coming straight on to help when people are knackered, and it's not a loss of quality. It's actually good players. So losing 2 players in one position affects us that much. We look really weak. And so, I mean, if Gomez is going to play anything like what he played the last 10, 15 minutes against Arsenal every week, then again, brilliant option. Frimpong, by the way, the speed that boy has, well, once he's fit again, he's such a great option off the bench to come in and play.
I've
So
missed him. I've actually missed him from a personal level. Obviously,
yeah,
the team hasn't missed him. We've won. But I
yeah,
really love the integration of Frimpong into the team as well. And obviously,
yeah.
with Bradley being unfit, it was a good chance for him to establish himself. And we'll go on to talk about the other new signing. But yeah, let's stick to sort of the ones we're talking about first. But yeah,
Ekitique is doing well. I think he gets even better because when you start playing against teams that aren't going to be so flipping gung-ho, or not gung-ho, but intense as these games, and it's more of a style where we get to play our football, that's where I think we're going to get to see the real players of this, and that's where their confidence will improve, so that when we do get these intense games, they're going to actually step up then too even more. But I can't complain. Ekitike's got 3 goals, in 4 games. How can you complain at all?
Mohamed
So,
Salah made some interesting comments and points about sort of him learning their game and integrating. He says we're still learning, and obviously that's obvious. But you can see Ekitique prefers drifting to the left far more, which is away from Salah, whereas Nunes would often go and join Salah more and integrate and mix with Salah more as well. I don't know if you know that Nunes used to make that internal run inside right, where Salah would play him. So it's interesting, the contrasts and styles. But I've really enjoyed Ekitike's introduction to Anfield and Liverpool. I think
I
he's
think
really mixing in. The goals have obviously helped, and some wonderful finishes as well.
really good.
I think that side foot finish will be his trademark finish. Uh,
Very
people that
accurate to me.
people
Very
people
accurate.
remember, if people remember, David Trezeguet had that finish down to a T. I think Ekitike has that finish down to a T. Different players. Ekitique is, I think, far more dynamic and makes more runs out wide and channels and everything else. Whereas Trezeguet was a predator in the penalty area, brilliant finisher. But that side foot finish is very, very. I can imagine it being trademarked by Ekitique. I think he's been the star of the newcomers, the new boys, and yeah, long may it continue. Obviously, the chat and debate will be now that Chaudhry Isak is here. How do we?
I want him
How
to
do we?
play. I want him to try be played on the left because I think Isaac also drifts left, so Ekitique will drift central when he drifts left, and when Ekitique is left, Isaac stays central. I actually think it's a very natural thing for both of them to start doing if they play together. And also, I want something different on the left as well. Gakpo is fine, and his production's great, but he's one trick. He's just going to cut inside, and also he hardly passes the ball to Kirkes on the overlap. He hardly passes the ball to anyone on the inside. All he's going to do is cut in and shoot, and he gets blocked, and then he makes a pass. And I think I know he scores 3 or 4 goals that way when he cuts in and scores some worldies, and so you can't complain. But there needs to be more to Gakpo's game. There needs to be more to his game, and so I would like us to try and play Ekitique left and maybe rotate with Gakpo and then Ekitique rotate with Isaac as well in the central. So I think we should try and do those moves across the 3 players there. They should maybe switch around a bit, or maybe those 2 at least, Ekitique and then the 3 of them. So Ekitique can go to the central.
I've seen so many formations flying about, right? In terms of tactical approaches now that Isaac and Ekitique are here, and obviously far more learned and knowledgeable tacticos than me out there. But I don't know what you think, Gags. First time I've spoken to you about it as well, right? And I think for the first time in a long time, we have got, since probably when Roy Evans was in charge, don't you remember? I think we've got the best personnel to play this 3-5-2 or 3-4-1-2 formation with Wirtz behind the 2 strikers in a long time personnel. There's only one problem.
It'll never happen.
Mohamed Salah.
Well, the thing is, the 2, Salah will be one of the 2. That's what it will be if it happens.
Not Ekitique and Isaac.
Not if we're going to a 2 up front. Salah's going to have to be one of the 2, bro. That's just the way it is.
So then maybe 3-3-1-3.
Who's that centre back? Who's the 3rd? Gomez.
Yeah.
And then who's in midfield? There's no width. Who's the width in this team? 3-3-1-3.
My initial idea. All right. So you've gazumped me. My initial idea was the width. My initial idea was the
I know what you were doing. You're doing the wing backs, Kirkes and Frimpong, 3 centre backs.
My initial idea was the wing backs being Kirkes and Frimpong, and the centre back, even possibly the way he's playing and the way he's been playing, Gravenberch as the 3rd central centre back, how he's progressing the ball and everything else.
Yeah, they'll turn into a 4-4-2 when we defend, and Gravel move forward a bit. Yeah.
It's options. It's absolute options. I'm not saying that that's how we should play, and that's the key to unlocking Isaac and Ekitique. The problem, it's not, and it's a lovely, it's not, I say problem, but it's a beautiful problem, is what do you do with Salah?
Yeah, I just can't see a team without Mo, if I'm honest. So, I don't think it's an option. But, well, it is an option, but with Mo up top. Not without Mo. I just don't think he's going to play a 3-5-2. Just can't see a 3-4-1-2. I just can't.
I think it's going to be different versions.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
Because look, I'm trying to think long term, guys. Yeah, before people start saying, "Oh, he's kicking Mohamed Salah out of the team." Come on, if you guys know, I'm a massive Mohamed Salah bloody fan supporter. But what I'm suggesting is, if we look long term into the future, Mohamed Salah's only got a season left in him. Let's be honest, right?
Yeah.
Realistically, right? At the highest level that he's accustomed to. Wirtz behind Ekitique and Salah. Wirtz behind Ekitique and Isaac is the future, right?
Must be. That's why they both spent so much money on them. Like, can't see why it wouldn't be.
So we've tried to. So people, there's a lot of talk, and we're going to get into sort of the salary placement and all the transfer talk. We'll get into that. I know people are probably wanting to speak about the Elise rumors, whatever. But we haven't tried to replace Salah for like. We've tried to replace Salah at the moment by buying 3 brilliant young attackers.
100%. In fact, Cy Brundish was putting this in. The team, what we've removed from an attacking perspective and also lost because of the tragedy, and what we brought in, we're 46 goal involvements up on last season. If you do them like for like last season, like what they performed. So Wirtz did what he did in Leverkusen, Ekitique did what he did at Frankfurt, and Isaac doing what he did at Newcastle. If you bring them in and you replace them with who's gone out in terms of who we've sold, we're 46 goal involvements up. There is method to the madness from what Liverpool have done.
There always is. There always is with us.
Yeah. So that's going to move on. We've kind of covered adaptation. Let's talk about, and we've done the word start. So let's talk about Elliott and, Elliott leaving. What are your thoughts on this last minute?
Yeah, just to and froing with opinions and emotions with Harvey Elliott, very much like Lucho. I didn't know whether I wanted him gone, kept changing my mind, pros and cons either way, the way we look at it. In the end, I'm okay with it. In the end, initially I was very frustrated and surprised about the fee. But then when I heard about the Morgan Rogers backstory and the underlying thinking and thought patterns, and again, method behind the madness, building relationships, fiddle for a diddle, diddle for a fiddle, I absolutely am okay with Harvey Elliott being sent to Aston Villa on a very discounted price. If it means we have first dibs, first option, negotiating terms with Morgan Rogers.
So we'll have the first option.
That's just an opinion. It's no information. I think that's just a thought that's coming to my head.
Yeah.
An opinion and a thought that's coming to my head. I had heard about Morgan Rogers' interest earlier on in the window around the Lucho Diaz situation. I know we spoke to his agent, and the agent said we'll be very much up for it, and Aston Villa would be very much up for it if you put £70 million on the table. But Morgan would be very interested in a move to Liverpool. We balked at the price, probably rightly so, I'd say. I mean, he's had a fantastic season, but it's one season, and 70 million was a bit steep. But I think when I heard about the Harvey Elliott case being solved and being sent there, I immediately put two and two together and came out with that theory.
I think it's a solid theory, if I'm honest. I think it would make sense that Liverpool would play the games in that way, because he was adamant that he was going to go to a Champions League team, and he's gone to a Europa League one. So he's done Liverpool a favour by going there. He's also gone for a fee of 35 million, which we really wanted 50 million for him, 45 I heard. And we were adamant at that for Leipzig and Spurs. But we did get to add a buyback and a sell-on. So we got both. I don't know whether they're worth 5 million each, but I also...
Has that been confirmed, by the way? Has that been confirmed? Because I think that's the first time I've heard of that in a deal. Or is it common? I haven't heard of it before. Yeah. And has that been confirmed officially?
I think so. I think I saw it. Someone was reporting it. Somebody have to check.
Someone in the chat, can you double check that?
Yeah. And I think at the same time, they got a loan fee for him as well.
Yes.
5 million. So it's around 40 million for him, plus those deals in, and plus those two clauses. But then because it's cheap, it is cheap. And because Liverpool wanted the money now, but Villa can't afford it now, so you're kind of doing them a favour, saying,
on the payment terms
for a year, yeah, pay us later next year, it's fine. But that must be the deal that you're talking about. That must be. Why would we offer them such favourable terms? We just wouldn't. Liverpool are they are the most ruthless of businessmen. They will only bend if there's something in it for
greasing
them.
Of the palms, is that the term?
Yeah, the palms are greased. Like you think Leon have just bought Morton for no reason. Like there's, and on the cheap, I think it was 7-8 million. We thought it was 15 before. It's actually 7-8 million. You don't think there's a greasing of the palms with Leon going on? I can tell you there is greasing of the palms going on with Leon, because of a certain player that was apparently wanting to move this window and has stayed put because someone's probably asked him to. So
we could have done with him now, though, in this window.
I think so too. I think so too. But maybe they're thinking, get some more get some more experience,
Playing
get some more
time,
games.
experience.
Yeah,
Yeah,
100%. Get more guaranteed playing time under your belt,
makes
and
sense.
let's bring you in. Sorry, I need to sneeze.
Go for it, sneeze away. Yeah, I mean, I think that makes sense. Malik Fofana, assured guaranteed starter for Lyon. I
The first person
believe,
you mentioned, in fact, you were the first to mention his name. You know,
I
just you know,
believe, I believe, I believe they in the Champions League this season?
don't think they are Leon.
Definitely Europe,
Yeah,
Champions League.
oh, they are.
There you go. So he gets experience.
Well worth the experience. Do you get what I mean? And
Mhm.
look at us, we were struggling because we didn't get Guehi in, and we needed to get another homegrown type, player in. And we've had to leave Chiesa out,
Mm.
the squad.
But,
So it's really
but
interesting.
to finish off the this topic on Elliot, all signs lead to having
An option.
an option of Rodgers to bring in. And I think, guys, I said it on the Red Room yesterday, and I actually think it's a fantastic comparison. I'm patting myself on the back. I'm giving myself some flowers for this comparison. And I want to hear your thoughts on it, Gags. You know, there's certain players that are termed, oh, he was born to play for Liverpool. You could see him in a Liverpool shirt.
Hmm.
And when we signed Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, I did genuinely believe that at the time. I thought, you know what, he's a Liverpool player. If
He
ever. I
was
thought
fantastic for the first until he got injured. Absolutely fantastic.
Morgan Rogers gives me so much
Right.
Oxlade-Chamberlain vibes. It's unreal.
If he can just stay fit, he's just a driver, isn't he, of the ball. Just
Unreal.
insane.
I think that's
He's
a
a
fact.
good player.
Guys,
I would love to have him
please,
on
please don't all congratulate me on a great point altogether.
No. Well done, mate. Well done. You should doff your cap. You should.
Thank you.
But
Thank you.
basically, I think he's the versatile attacker they're all talking about. So I want to just say about Harvey.
Mm,
I really, really love Harvey Elliott.
yeah,
I don't think he's good enough to play in the first 11. I don't think he could get in. I think he's not, doesn't make the first 11. I don't think he has the intensity as well or the pace, but quality, as in how he plays, the football at his feet, he's incredible. He's a fantastic footballer. Unfortunately, it doesn't suit the style of this manager. Also, I just want to say that behind the scenes with the squad, never a problem, never trouble. Very respectful to everyone, very loving. You could see him trying to hug Emery, and Emery not trying to, not really hugging him back too much. Then he kind of went, "Oh, okay, this guy's a hugger. I better hug him back." And you could see that at Liverpool, that's what he was doing, and the respect he shows Mo. The big thing is Harvey Elliott is a Liverpool fan, grew up a Liverpool fan because of his dad, living down south, like me, and like I live in Wolverhampton. Grizz is down south, Liverpool fan. Let me tell you something for people who aren't Scousers and love this club. He lived our dream. He lived our dream of being a fan as a player. He was a kid when Mo Salah joined this club. He was a kid who is like my kid, 16 years old, who probably would like have fantasies of playing football with someone like as I would as a 16-year-old. He lived that fantasy. He got to know his favorite player. He got to become his friend. He got to. Do you get what I'm trying to say here? Like, this guy has lived the dream that we would. He lifted a Premier League trophy, the thing that we would, and he did it with the utmost respect. The way he's pushing Chiesa forward for his song, when we're celebrating, he seems like the giver in the squad. He seemed like the silent one who lifted people up and made them feel good. So for me, I just want to wish him all the best. I hope he has a super successful career. I hope he absolutely smashes it and goes to the World Cup because that's one of his dreams. I just want Harvey Elliott to be super, super successful. That is all I want to say, and wish him the best because he's covered himself in, glory at the club, but also just acted with so much grace in every single thing he did. And I think the Mo Salah response to him, you could see, and his response back to him, big brother type thing, beautiful to see. And that's why Mo Salah's backing all of his players at this, that right now, because he loved that squad. The squad seemed like such a harmonious place to be last year.
I want to echo without being boring, and I'm not going to repeat the words that you've used, but I just want to echo everything you said. You pretty much nailed it. But I'm actually even more happy and proud of him as a fan, as a supporter, because the media actually tried to tarnish his attitude and personality because of. Do you remember the Harry Kane incident
Oh
where
yeah, he's a baby, wasn't
he had a laugh and he mocked him when he was a kid? You know,
he?
we
Yeah,
all done that, and obviously they tried to tarnish him, tried to make something of him that he overcame. And I think a massive influence on him was Mohamed Salah in maintaining his, like you said, his composure, his professionalism, his adaptation to becoming a kid into a man, and a player in this day and age in 2025, where it's very easy, very, very easy to go be distracted by outside influences. You know, kudos to Salah and the people around him, but to Harvey Elliott himself. And yeah, what a guy, what a kid, still to me anyway. And I hope
yeah,
he has an amazing, amazing career. We wish him all the best. And as you said, he lived the dream. He absolutely lived the absolute dream, and fair play to him. And people talk about the buyback and all that. I think we discussed it a few weeks ago. That how often does that happen? How often do you utilize that clause? And if he's not in Slot's team now, what's to think he will develop into a Slot player if Slot has doubts about his physical capabilities? Like his
I think
physical capabilities are his physical capabilities. They're not going to improve.
I think Liverpool would plan beyond Slot as well. Just say Slot only wants to stay for 3 years and doesn't want to do a Klopp and be here for 8 years. But if Elliott stays at Villa for 4 years and 4 years later Liverpool go, the new manager comes and goes, oh, actually, I like him. He's done great at Villa. Let's bring him back in. You have those options for the future, and I think you have to have those. I think it's from a club. I don't think it's a manager choice. I think it's a club perspective to say, hey, we could buy him back cheap. If the buyback's a cheap one, and then we can buy him back because we've got the deal, but he's actually worth 100 million now. We'll sell him again, something like that. It's just protecting your investment. I think that's all that Liverpool would do or want to do, and make it a cheap buyback. It might just be a 50 million buyback or something, or a 45 million one, so they, really make a small profit. Like I think Kwanzaa's is 50 million
I,
buyback as well.
I actually think after, even though I've said that, guys, even though I've said that, I actually haven't given up on Kwanzaa completely. I just want to
Yeah,
put it out.
you never know. You never know. I think that's the thing. You never know how a
Kwanzaa one's
player.
intriguing to me personally. Kwanzaa one's intriguing to me personally. I genuinely think if he can sort himself out, regain some fitness and form, and overcome this seemingly mental barrier that he went through in the last season or so, I don't think the Kwanzaa at Liverpool story is completely finished. Just an opinion.
And whilst we're on centre backs and moving away from Harvey,
Mm.
I really wanted to just comment on this because I know we've spoke about Isaac a little bit already. And by the way, very, very excited about Alexander Isaac joining Liverpool. I am listening to all the songs that people are creating. I am absolutely loving every single one. And yeah, the boy's going to have an album if everybody wants to sing them all at Anfield. He's going to have a flipping album before he's even kicked the ball.
Well, we do actually need a new album for all of our players. Like all the best songs have gone.
Yeah, exactly. We need a new album getting created. So hey, we got some players in. Let's get him. Dom Szoboszlai, folks, needs a song. Anybody needs a song? But Guehi, this really pissed me off on Monday night, bro. This really pissed me off. Not because of the 7 transfer thing, because I'd won that anyway with Mamadashvili and Wood, whatever his name is, and Pesh,
Whatever.
right? But more because I thought this guy was the difference maker, like the other opposition fans say. And I really did think, what a guy. Like, apparently he's really, really upset. He's really pissed. It doesn't look like it on the England game, but privately, he's really pissed off at Palace. I think I think the international break came at a good time for him because had he been at Palace at the same, like for this, I reckon it would have been fireworks in the next game. He would have refused to play. But because he's going to be away for 2 weeks and coming back fresh, he might have blown over by then. And
Yeah,
calmer
gives him
heads,
a chance to simmer down.
calmer heads will prevail. But what a dickhead move from Parish and and Glasner. Well, Glasner really for saying.
Glasner, I was going to say, it's not really Parish. Yeah, Parish.
Oh,
I think
Parish was in the bloody gym, mate, for 2 hours before 6 o'clock. The cheeky shit. Like, sort your players out. What you're doing, sort your manager out. You're doing it's transfer window day. That's why the manager gets pissed. When your chairman, he should be doing deals or should be involved on the final day, pissing about. You got a whole life to go gym, bro. Get some deals sorted. Get him a flipping defender. What are you doing in the gym? Fool fucker, he done that. I mean, fucking twat. Breathing out of his fucking mouth. Mouth breathing shithead. You know? I hate Glasner and I hate Parish. I will not say the same about Palace fans. I think they're great, by the way. So I'm not going to tarnish the whole club because it's not about that. I think the fans are fantastic. And I know a lot of fans that are my friends who are great. But those two, absolute dickheads. Absolute playing with someone's career.
the irony.
Absolutely playing with someone's career. It's not right. Just not right. So both of them should get in the bin. If there was a Conjurer of the Week award, they both get it.
I think Glasner deserves it more than Parish. I think Parish had absolutely agreed and okayed and wanted him, not wanted him gone, but
He's the
wanted.
boss. He agreed to Glasner not sending him.
I think Glasner. So this is where the rumors start, guys. So Glasner, obviously, the deal fell through because Igor from Brighton's move fell through to Crystal Palace. Now the rumor is, word on the street is that Glasner didn't promise Igor starting berth. And people are saying he done that on purpose. So therefore, that move would buckle because West Ham have promised him a starting berth. Igor wanted to leave Brighton for guaranteed starting. That's why he's leaving Brighton. And the rumor is that Glasner sort of programmed all this to happen like this. And so therefore, he would kick up a fuss at last minute. Parish wouldn't be able to bring in anyone last minute. And therefore, he'd keep Mark Guehi. But this is so unfair on Mark Guehi, so unfair. As we know, he done the farewell video. As we know, he was in the little tracksuit.
We leaked the video.
Yeah.
So somebody was as pissed off as me.
Absolutely. And as we know, he was in his tracksuit, done the medical, was literally waiting for the flight back to Liverpool to do the rest of the edits and everything else. And the final signature. And then this happened. That happened. Now, Glasner is not a good. I was going to say that. Glasner is an awful man manager. And the irony of it all is, I don't think he stays there at Palace, Glasner. I think he's off to the next big job that comes along. Probably, possibly, Leverkusen.
Yeah, I think the summer's too far. I think he'd probably go to another club where, if someone outbids us on wages. Because he couldn't join us until actually the summer, but someone else like a Real Madrid could sign him on a pre-contract on January 1st. And that would be that.
But they can't. Will Real Madrid sign Konate and Guehi?
What they're bastards. They're the biggest bastards in the world. Like literally, there's no bigger bastard than them.
No,
so if Guehi's joining, he's joining in Jan for me. Otherwise, he's not. In my opinion.
You think so?
Yeah. I think so. I would say he would join in Jan. Because remember, with the player like that, who was literally joining, having his interview with you, and the way the player is, he's a man of his word. Doesn't kick up a fuss. Shaking hands on a deal. I think his heart will be here right now. And I think Liverpool will want to.
Why are you suddenly saying that if he's asked or they've begged him to stay for another season, why are you suddenly saying that you don't think he'll join in the summer then? So who cares who comes in for him? His heart's set on Liverpool. Why would it change?
But what about if Liverpool say, we've got someone else in Jan?
No, Liverpool.
In summer, by the summer. Might be.
No, I don't think Liverpool say that.
Might be. I don't think we wait for a whole year. I just can't see it, bro.
No. We obviously tried to advance in January, but I think Mark Guehi, I'm fairly confident Mark Guehi becomes a Liverpool player.
Yeah. I personally think if it's not Jan, it won't happen. It's one of those things.
Interesting.
But I think he'll feel let down as well as a player that we didn't come back in Jan to get him.
This is my point. Too much has happened between the two clubs and the player, and behind the scenes.
And
He's told
Parish
all his
needs a slap and needs to eat his own crap for this and give it cheap in Jan and
absolutely.
make money.
Mark Guehi, like, you know, told all his confidence
Yeah,
around him
everybody,
that
he was
he's
so happy. And the
so
other
happy.
thing is, mate, they want to make some money. They don't want him to go free. Palace are desperate to make something.
But you know how Madrid gave us a bit of a fee for Trent in the end. I think that's what we should do with Mark Guehi. Give him 10, 15 million and bring him in.
It's worth it for 6 months, man. At the end of the
100%.
season, he'd be so big for us. You know,
100%.
from a defensive
100%.
perspective, it'd be fantastic. And who knows? Like a lot of you are saying in the chat, Glasner might be gone by then.
Yeah, that's my point as well.
Might be effed off by then. So, who cares?
Great
But
chat.
yeah, I was really pissed. Anyway, we are over our hour. There's
Great
over
chat.
2,500
Enjoyed
views.
that. Thank you very much, people, for joining us. International break. I know everyone's out and about, holidays, doing things, bits and bobs, but we thought we still give you some content. We still thought we need a Liverpool catch up. Hope you guys have enjoyed it as much as we have.
Yeah, fantastic day, fantastic game. Show, and hopefully a fantastic year ahead. We've just talked about some big games. We'll probably on the next one do some predictions next week on what we think is going to happen over those one by one.
Yep.
But we'll probably just do one game at a time, actually. But yeah, maybe we do the points thing. You know, when we do 5 games, what points we think we'll get. We'll do one of those. That'll be fun as well. So yeah, I do miss football. I do want to watch Liverpool. I hate it when this happens and we just get in and then Liverpool disappear, especially when we sign someone like Isaac. I miss it. So it's a week left until they're back. The boys are back. Liverpool, please release the behind the scenes Isaac video. Like, I'm waiting. I need Isaac content. The hell are you guys playing at? You know, give it
We
to
know
me.
what we're doing. We know what we're
in-
doing. We know what we're doing. Let these fixtures play out over the weekend, and then during the boring midweek, we'll release it then.
Okay, there you go. We'll trust in Grizz as always. Have a great weekend, folks, and yeah, up the
Take
red.
care. Bye-bye.